Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my game? Onana. Hello everyone, what's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little afternoon show for you lads and lasses. Get in there, you legends. How are we all doing today? We've got plenty of news to get into in regards to United and the transfer window and the latest goings on. There is actually some news today, guys. So, yeah, good day, good day. Hopefully we're making strides in this transfer window, slowly but surely. Just need to get these Glazer shithouses out of the football club, and we can really start to kick on this summer. Hello to everybody in the chat, by the way. Berber, what's going on, you legend? Gungshi, Legends Among Us. Samaconda, Kingslayer, John Boy, the special one. Dynamic Melon, What's the Point FC. Samaconda, Kingslayer, John Boy, Hadley Adams, Rajat. G-Wolf United. Oh, what's going on, Lord PlayStation and Les Comerford and Josh Lee. Roy the Boy Kino, Neil Duffin. Get in there, my son. Coolin Ban. The Strongman Steve, how the devil are you? Our Kings and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining us for the show today, guys. Plenty to get into, but as always, at the start of this one, make sure you do hit the thumbs up button on this show if you haven't done so. Twat the likes, it's free and it helps the show out. So leave a cheeky little thumbs up on it, that'd be awesome. And give us a share around on social media if you want. The tweet is pinned to the top of the chat. Give us a share. Gungshi, thank you very much for bestowing upon us 5 Phil Joneses, mate. At the start of this show. Guys, we got new members thanks to Don Gungshi, who's taken it upon himself to gift out 5 memberships on the channel. Get in there, you fucking legend. Thank you so much to Gungshi, by the way, for all the support, man. There you go, look at that. 5 new members, courtesy of the Don. Let's get some mad love in the chat there for Gungshi, a true hero of this channel and community. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. It's gone to Furkan Aaron, Roy the Boy Kino, Coolin Band's got one, Uncaged Squid, Avenger Mast, and also, I don't know. But thank you, everyone, for getting in here and watching the show. And thank you once again to Don Gungshi. Avenger Mast got on there. A bunch of legends have been given a membership there by Gungshi. Thank you so much, Gungshi. Get in there, my son. What a true hero. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thanks to Gungshi. Thank you for being here. Twat the likes. Get yourself involved throughout the show. We do dip in and out of the live chat. We've gone back to the old school sort of vibe today with the live chat in general over here on the right. We may well mix it up and go back to the other ones where we can get the comments at the bottom of the screen here and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. There was a few microphone issues yesterday. Hopefully that's gone. Smash a 1 in the chat there, guys, if we're coming through loud and clear today and you can hear us all right. So lighting's a bit shite at the moment. I've got light behind me coming in here. It's a bit shite, but we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. Yep, Stephanie Griffiths says, get the Onana deal done. Thank you, G-Wolf. Thank you, Nas, Matthew, Stephanie, John Boy, everyone. Okay, great. Great stuff. So, guys, it looks like we're going to be getting the Andre Onana deal done relatively soon. So we heard from Inter's president yesterday saying that they're expecting he will come back for pre-season on the 13th of July. I'd imagine the deal will be all done and dusted before then. It looks like we are making serious strides on this deal and we're not too far apart. The big news, I guess, is from Fabrizio Romano, who gave a report earlier on, exclusive. Manchester United have improved their bid for Andre Onana. It's now worth 50 million euros. So add-ons are included in that. It's around about 45 million euros plus 5 million euros in add-ons, which is essentially what we sort of said may be the figure it would take to get the deal done. Still, Inter Milan might ask for a little bit more because they do know that United are in the position where we need a goalkeeper, and he's obviously number 1 target for us due to the need for him and also Ten Hag's history with him. So Inter Milan in a strong position. But they might ask for a little bit more, but it's not too far away from being done, this deal. We haven't got a response yet, necessarily, in regards to yes or no. They may accept this amount of money, but seemingly they were looking for closer to 60 million euros, as Fabrizio says a bit later on in this tweet. Inter always ask for 60 million euro package, but sources believe that a 55 million euro package could be the right number to make it happen. So it's all part of the negotiation period here. 50 million euros is what we've submitted total now. It's an improvement from our last offer, obviously. 45 up front with 5 million down the line. Not too far away from what Inter are looking for, really. They're looking for a little bit more. So United don't want to have to go to the 60 million euros. Now we're just getting down to the point where the amounts of money are kind of just trivial. Like, just get it done. Sign the guy up. Get him done now. Pay an extra 5 million euros if you have to. So we're looking probably at getting him for 50 million euros plus a few million euros, 5 million euros in add-ons potentially down the line. Maybe it's performance-based, maybe it's appearance-based, that kind of thing. But certainly, it's not too far away from being done, guys. So get in there, my son. Again, sad that it happened the way it did with David De Gea, and he's gone, left us in not the most strong position in order to negotiate with Inter Milan either. But it seems like we're going to get our man. Maybe not be as good as a shot stopper as David De Gea, because who really is? But in terms of everywhere else, in terms of playing out, in terms of distribution, he does seem like a decent sort of a player that Ten Hag would like to have in his side to take us forward, to change the style, to transform us, to help us actually be able to play out from the back a little bit better. That's the idea with this signing. So I think it's a really good signing once we've got it done. It's a shame that David's gone in his prime, but he just wasn't really the right fit for what Ten Hag's trying to do. Obviously, otherwise Ten Hag would have tried to keep him at the football club for this season, certainly beyond, and given him more of a chance. But he obviously saw enough of David De Gea in terms of what he's like playing out with his feet to decide that, yeah, he's a little bit on the gas side of things at the back. But the blatant disrespect of David De Gea is rife within the Manchester United community. That guy's a bloody legend, mate. A legend of this football club. A legend. And he deserves to be treated as such. So good luck to David. But look, Andre Onana coming to United. Let me ask the live chat. How would you rate this signing out of 10? In regards to signing Andre Onana? Let's say that he costs 55 million euros total in the end. How do you rate the signing, guys, out of 10? Let us know. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of potential. It's pretty good. 2 says, what's the point, FC? Wow. 7.13 says Kingslayer. Les Comerford says 8. Naz says 7. Duke of Rodtown says 9. T. Mills says fans are embarrassing. Such short memories. Very true. Heath Edwards says 8. Matthew Smith says 1. R. King says 7. Matthew Smith, interesting. Yep. Roy the Boy says 6. Special One says 6.9, dudes. Coolin Band says 8.5. Nuts says 69, dudes. De Gea 8 out of 10. Onana 2 out of 10 says, what's the point? Neil Duffin thinks it's a 7.5. Okay, I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Because, it's a good signing. He's 27, isn't he? He's obviously got the best years ahead of him as a goalkeeper. He's got that history with Ten Hag. He's got more of the abilities of what we're looking for a goalkeeper to play a certain style at the club, to help Ten Hag to be able to, implement his tactics properly. That's what we're sort of looking for. So Ten Hag knows him. Ten Hag wants him. That's a huge plus point for me. The only real negatives of the deal for me would be just the fact that, well, I suppose the goalkeeper position was not the most glaring place that we needed to improve in the team. Obviously, we had De Gea. We've let him go on a free. Not the best business overall, but from this point of view, I think it is a good signing, guys. It is a good signing. It's quite a lot of money for a goalie, but I think we are getting a very good goalie. I mean, people slagging him off saying he's not all that and he's pretty bang average. Well, if that was the case, then how is he getting statistics like this then? So ESPN, this is from ESPN yesterday, it just says that no goalkeeper made more saves or kept more clean sheets than Andre Onana in the Champions League last season. So I know he obviously got to the final, so that helps, but that is quite an impressive statistic. We're talking about the premier competition in Europe here, and Andre Onana got the most clean sheets and the most saves last year. Can't be that bad, can he, guys? You know what I mean? People say he's not all that great as a goalkeeper. I don't understand it. I mean, I haven't seen really enough of him to suggest, he's leagues ahead of David De Gea. And I think the case is what I said yesterday, is that he's probably not as good as a shot stopper as David De Gea, because basically nobody is. But in most other departments, he probably exceeds David De Gea, i.e. the command of the area, the coming for crosses, the skill with the feet, the distribution, the passing out from the back. He's probably better than David De Gea in all those areas. So, those are good statistics that we're seeing here. No keeper got more clean sheets and more saves in the Champions League last season. So he can't be that bad, can he? Yeah. Malps says a few years we'll be after another goalkeeper you watch, says Malps. Well, could be. I mean, we could certainly be put in a position where we've signed this guy, he flops maybe, and he doesn't live up to the history of the previous keeper, David De Gea, and we try and go and get somebody else. You could be onto something there. I still think he will be a success, but, You never know. That's always the gamble that you take, signing a new player, especially in the goalkeeper position. It's always a tough position to fill once you've had a goalkeeper in there for a long time, such as David De Gea, guys, who's been here for so long and was so decently consistent for us. Like, he is very, very good. Even last year, got the Golden Glove in the in the league. Mount says Onana terrifies me with his dribbling one-on-one with the opposition attack. It's a fair point. I mean, he's flamboyant. I'd say he's a flamboyant goalkeeper, but he's confident and he exudes that sort of stability at the back where he will give us a good base to build on, I think, because he has that coolness and that confidence at the back with the ball at his feet. You could see that just in the Champions League final when he's basically El Matadoreing some of the City attackers. Thank you, Mark Confidence says, but he's not as good as Pig. Okay, anyway, what's the point? FC says Onana conceded 42 goals last season, not worth 30 million for me. Fair one. I mean, I don't really know if you can necessarily go on just goals conceded statistically for whether or not a keeper's good or not. It does depend entirely on how the team in front of them's playing, who they're coming up against. I mean, for instance, last year in the league, David De Gea got the Golden Glove. But was he the overall best keeper in the league? There's a lot of different metrics you have to measure that from. I would say no, he wasn't, but he was up there. He's obviously one of the best keepers in the league. But Golden Glove, he's got the least conceded, or the most clean sheets, should I say. So it only tells you so much. It does depend on how the team's playing. If you've got an attacking team in front of you who are leaving more holes at the back, you're going to concede more, but you also might be scoring a lot more goals. Whereas if you're the type of team like, say, Newcastle last season, who shut up shop and play a very defensive style and very solid at the back defensively and don't concede that many goals, then your keeper's going to concede a lot less. So it doesn't mean they're necessarily a much better keeper. It's just a certain styles do come into it. But I agree with you, what's the point? He says De Gea is world-class for me. Could not agree with you more. De Gea is absolutely world-class. I don't understand why we've even got rid of him. I'll just say that right at the start of this one. I just don't understand why we've got rid of him. Of all the positions we could have strengthened in this transfer window, of all the players we could have gone and spent 60 million euros on, a goalkeeper doesn't really add up for me. We should have gone and put a little bit more towards it, gone and got a goal scorer. Should have gone and got Harry Kane by now and be almost guaranteed to have 30 Premier League goals extra next season from the man at the top of the pitch. So I do think it's a bizarre one, but that's what Ten Hag wants to do. I think maybe there's a little bit known behind the scenes that we don't know about right now. For instance, the new owners are going to be coming in soon. Maybe they will be splurging that cash. Maybe we do have some irons in the fire of moving a few players on. And hopefully we'll be able to get rid of some of the rotting, festering turds of players we've got in the squad. Get them off our books. Sign some new awesome players who can really help us kick on this season, i.e. a proper goal scorer. Maybe we've got Rasmus Højlund coming in soon. Maybe we've got a few bits of bobs and business. And so the goalkeeper position, although we're addressing it right near the start of the window, that's just a formality, and we will be signing other players as well down the road. That's the idea. That's all I can think of, because if we're going to end up with 3 or 4 signings this summer, and we've got rid of David and signed Onana, it doesn't really address the major problem at the football club, which is creating players, creating goals, and scoring goals. Colin Gree says there must be someone better than Højlund. Well, Højlund's only 20, you have to remember. He's very young. He's got bags of potential. But yeah, there is someone better than Højlund. He goes by the name of Harry Kane. And he might be old. He might have a face like Rodney Trotter. He might, be a bit of an injury-prone melter. He might have a few issues in regards to winning things because he's a Spurs melt. But fundamentally, I think that he is absolutely perfect for what we need right now. He's the forward Casemiro. He is the modern RVP. He's the guy that you get in for a few seasons to fire you to success and score a shitload of goals and proven in the Premier League and has that ability to win games and has that experience in the league and just is basically almost guaranteed to do what he's done previously. That's the sort of player we're signing if we signed Harry Kane. So, yeah, he is probably better now. But for the future, though, you have to say that Rasmus Højlund has got so much potential and could be one of the sort of premier strikers in the world in a couple of years' time. He's showing all the potential to be that. He's got the physicality, the pace, the finishing ability, all those sorts of things. So he's only 20. He's got the ability to get much better. So that's really the idea. You're either going for somebody who's young and hungry and can maybe go on and do some amazing things, or you're going for somebody who's coming towards the tail end of their career but is absolutely proven and will score you a shitload of goals. Let's ask the live chat, guys. Who would you prefer to sign, Kane or Højlund? Who would you prefer to sign a striker for United this season? It's an interesting one. Depends how much money we're talking about here as well, because if Tottenham want 100 million for Kane, who's only got a year left on his contract, it doesn't really make sense for United to go in for him at this stage. If we can get a deal with Atalanta for less money than that, significantly less money than that, then maybe it becomes more palatable, because we can then go and look for other signings that improve the overall squad. So it does depend on whether or not Tottenham are prepared to do business, whether they want to play ball or not. Matthew Smith says Kane, Wiggy says Kane, Mount says Højlund, Nathan says Kane, Berber says Kane, John Boy says Kane, Gunshi says Kane. Yeah, Højlund says Ben Bray, Kane but with his Spurs partner, says Roy the Boykino, right, yeah. Højlund says Joshua. Yeah, Kane for me. What about Ollie from Villa? Well, you know, as a backup, maybe not number one, not the talisman at the top. But hey, fair play to you guys. I'm with you. I think Harry Kane is the perfect ready-made player for what we need right now at the top of the pitch. He scored 30 Premier League goals last season in a shit Spurs team. And Spurs are bang average shite, aren't they? Let's face it. They are rubbish. So just the fact he's able to do that consistently season after season and score 25-ish goals a season for them and 30 last year, I think is pretty amazing. He's the sort of guy we would need to get in order to have somebody at the top of the pitch who can rival the likes of that Ghostbusters 2 painting melt Erling Haaland over at City, who scored 36 league goals last season. If you want to try and fight fire with fire, you've got to get some firepower at the top of the pitch, and he's got that. Off the top of my head, I don't know how many goals Højlund scored for Atalanta last season. I think it was about 10 or something in the league. He's obviously young and he's got huge potential, and it's not just about the goals when you're talking about growth and kicking on. However, it's nowhere near the amount of goals that Harry Kane scored, and it's also nowhere near the amount of goals that Harry Kane scored in the Premier League. And if you're talking about potential, if you're talking about what players can do right now, there's a difference there. We have to get somebody that can do the business right now. So I think it's very important to sign a real proven goal scorer like Harry Kane. That would be the best thing going. So anyway, just to get back to why we were even talking about this, Andre Onana is a good signing, but it depends on the other business that we do. If we ended up signing not that many other players, if we end up not getting a proper striker in who's proven to score goals, then it doesn't quite make a lot of sense, because, well, why are we improving a position where we already had David De Gea, who is a good goalkeeper, and not improving the other areas? We have to sign a proper awesome striker this summer, and that would make a lot of sense. Josh Lee says rather have Ramos. Fair enough. Okay, so Gonçalo Ramos again will cost a heck of a lot of money. Not proven within the Premier League. Does have great stats. Does have bags of potential because he's only young as well, and seems a really good player. But again, it's like nobody's guaranteed to come in. You could be looking at getting a bit of a flop in. You never know. It's one thing to do it in the Portuguese league. It's another thing to do it in the Premier League. That's why I really do favour Harry Kane, because he's actually proven to do it in the Premier League. You would rather give Sancho, De Gea and McTominay for Kane, says Colin Greig. Spot on, well said, lad. Yeah, well, we can't give De Gea now. He's gone, obviously, on a free. But there is business that could be done with trying to maybe convince Spurs to sell him. So he's got 1 year left on his deal, Harry Kane. There's no reason why they would really want to let him go for nothing in a year's time. Kane kind of needs to let it be known to Spurs that that's his intention, is to try and leave this summer. If he does do that, then I think they'll be much more willing to sell him. They don't really want an asset that's going to depreciate by nearly 100 million in a year. That's pretty big depreciation. Now's the last chance to get big money for Slabby Kane. If they want to try and sell him now, they can get £70 million. They could get maybe £80 million. But they're not going to get more than that, I don't think, because he's only got a year left on his deal. And then in 1 year's time, if they don't want to do that and he doesn't want to sign a new contract up at Spurs, and why would he? Why would he sign a new contract up at Spurs? Because they're shite and they don't win anything. Goodness me, they're a complete bottle job of a club. He'd have to be off his tits in order to sign a new deal there at Tottenham, really. So if he does do that, good luck to him. He's just basically condemning himself to a future of pure mediocrity. You know, why would he do that to himself? He's got the ability to win things. He's got the ability to play for one of the best teams in the world. Not shitty spuds. Let's be fair, they are absolutely gash. So, you know, they're going to struggle to keep hold of him beyond this summer. If he's got any bollocks about him and he wants to go on and try and win some things, then he has to leave. He can't ever achieve what he wants to achieve as a player at Spurs. Okay, he's broken Jimmy Greaves' record. Nice one. He can maybe break Alan Shearer's goal-scoring record. That's it. That's all he's ever going to achieve at Spurs. He's not going to achieve Champions League glory. He's not going to achieve Premier League glory. Not at a shit team like Spuds. They're just too bone average and gash and proven. They're the absolute bottle job melter club. They make Arsenal look consistent and good. You know what I mean? Tottenham are absolutely awful. So just the fact that he's lingered around there for his entire career, I mean, that's a disgrace in itself. But he's got to go, doesn't he, guys? He has to go. If he wants to better himself, if he wants to look back on his career once he's finished, which is only in a few years' time, and look at his career and go, hey, look, I've got a nice shiny Premier League winners medal there, or some trophies, or an FA Cup winners medal, or a Champions League winners medal, or just something like that, he's going to have to move, because he will never be provided that opportunity at Tottenham, because they are literally the perennial melters. So there you go, guys. It's just like, it's a no-brainer from Harry Kane's point of view. Unless he's truly lacking ambition, unless he's truly loyal, and you do see it sometimes, don't you, guys? You see it sometimes. You see players stay at certain clubs, even if they could go to other clubs. Like Totti, for instance, right? Totti. Roma, you know, you can see why some players do it. They love the club that they play for. They've got an affinity there. They're loved by the fan base. Even if they're not going to win as much as they could elsewhere, you know, they stay and they finish their career there. But he shouldn't. He's too good for that, you know. He's too good for that. Neil Duffin, how are you doing getting there, my son? He says, Pig, is Mount better than McSauce or Fred? Of course he is. Welcome to United. He is, yeah. But that's kind of like asking, you know, is a Breeze block more efficient in terms of speed-wise, better runner than Harry Maguire? And the answer to that is a resounding yes. So, yeah, you know, those guys are bang bloody average. Mason Mount is better than them. You're absolutely right. Is he £60 million better than them? No, but we've overpaid for this guy. But he is absolutely better than Fred and better than McTominay. 100%, yeah. So we have improved our squad there. You're right. Good point. Good point. By the way, guys, thank you everyone who's getting in here. Do us a favour and hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. We are currently on. How many are we on? 78 likes. That's good, but it's actually kind of gash. Let's get to 100 likes. Smash that like button if you haven't done so. It helps us boost up there on the algorithm and helps us compete with clickbait wankers and corporation monstrosities. So make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It's free. Share it around and get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're new. Sir Paul Scholes, thank you so much indeed for getting in here with your highlighted member comment and being a member for 20 months. Come on, he says, looking healthy, bro. Thank you, Sir Paul Scholes. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, 5 months no smoking now, my friend. I'll be taking it up back again soon, though. You know what I mean? With what's going on. And also the shit bloody transfer window guff that's happening right now. So, yeah. A Robin Reliance faster than Slavy, says Neil Duffin. It actually is, and it falls over less. As well, it falls over less. Thank you, Mark Coffin. Thank you very much there. Yeah, Matt says, Mount a cam, though. United playing Mount as a CDM. I don't think he will be playing as a CDM. No, obviously, we've got Casemiro, so he's going to be playing the holding CDM role. What I expect Mount to do is probably play the box-to-box role alongside Casemiro. Maybe you could even see Bruno dropping deeper and playing that role and Mount playing in the CDM role. It's a good point that you make. But personally, I think you could have a look at either or, really. They could rotate. They can even change in games. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what Ten Hag's thinking. Obviously, we saw Bruno playing deeper last year, and he did quite well. So, don't know. But I expect Bruno Fernandes to keep his position in the team. So, I was looking at some statistics earlier on. And one quite interesting statistic in regards to the last few seasons. Premier League assists over the last 3 seasons. So, Fernandes has 26. And Mount has 17. So, you know, it's not like you're going to want Bruno Fernandes dislodged from the position that he's very effective and creates a lot of chances in. Mount's doing good stuff as well over that period of time, scoring and assisting. But I do think that you don't want to dislodge Bruno Fernandes from his favoured position. That would be crazy. But I could see us playing with a holding midfielder, i.e. Casemiro, and then Mount playing in front a little bit and, you know, being box to box. He's obviously got a good engine on him. He can run around a lot, industrious, and he's quite creative in that sense as well. So, you know, you could see him linking up play from the defensive midfield to the attacking midfield, so to speak. Thank you, Duke of Rodtown. You have a great evening, man. Thank you very much indeed. Take it easy. I haven't actually watched that yet now, 786. I have to watch it soon, though, bud. Definitely. Haven't seen it yet. Please don't spam. Thank you, Sir Paul Scholes. Top lad, top lad. Okay, hello then, Mikhail Kramer. How are you doing? Great to see you. One of the moderating heroes in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, guys, so let's cover some of the latest on Onana then. We will have a big Q&A at the end of the show as well. So we've got news in regards to the Onana situation. Just a bit more on it to give you the lowdown. So Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Andre Onana. This is what's reported. New €50 million bid made today, and sources believe that it could be as close as a €55 million deal that could get the deal done. So we're not far away in terms of negotiations. And it looks like Onana could be a United player next week. So that'd be excellent, guys. I think it's probably going to happen. Susan Lively Sue, how are you? Thank you for your highlighted member comment there. Guys, get a hashtag 14 in the chat for Susan. She's been a member for 14 months. Thank you so much, Susan, for supporting the channel. She says, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you know, not too shabby. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate you very much for joining us and getting in and being a member all this time. What a legend. Thank you very much for getting in. And how's things with you? Thank you very much for your nice words there. I'm not doing too bad. But yeah, legend of the channel you are. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you to all the members as well. Are we going to get this guy as a member of Manchester United soon? That's what I want to know. Hopefully within a week, hopefully before pre-season. When's our first game? Is it the 12th? I want us to have him in by then. Ideally would be nice, wouldn't it? So we can start sort of preparing for the season ahead. But it does seem that his terms have been agreed, as reported by many people. Fabrizio Romano, this is earlier on, just an hour or so ago. Breaking, Manchester United have already agreed personal terms with Andre Onana. What's my name? The contract is ready. This is from Fabrizio Romano. So it does seem like there's been quite a lot of movement. It's no problem there with Andre Onana coming to United. He wants to join us. He loves the idea of playing for Manchester United. And he loves the idea of playing for Ten Hag as well. They have that relationship together. It's quite a plus point for a lot of these players who have worked with him in the past to come back and work for him again. You know, look at this. So, you know, Andre Onana has made it clear, reportedly, anyway, this is from Melissa Reddy, that his intention is to move to Manchester United and reunite with his former Ajax manager, Erik Ten Hag. Erik Ten Hag doing bits there. The Dutch Kojak, who loves you, baby. Turns out everyone does. Who's, apart from Cristiano Ronaldo, who's been managed by him before. Everybody loves him. And they want to work with him again, and so does Andre Onana. I'm sure the big increase in wages has something to do with it. But it's not just the increase in wages that sort of wait for Andre Onana at United. It's also the increase in stature at the club. Man United's one of the biggest clubs in the world, one of the biggest football dynasties around. And although Inter Milan is a wicked team, Manchester United in the Premier League is a fantastic prospect to go and play football at. So, you know, but Ten Hag being here is obviously a driving force as to why Andre Onana wants to join Manchester United, guys. So, yeah, very positive stuff. Personal terms reportedly agreed between United and Onana. That's not going to be the problem. All that we're waiting for here is a little bit of confirmation on a fee. Is an agreement between Inter Milan and Manchester United for the amount of money that will exchange hands to cause the departure of Andre Onana to United. And it seems like it's not far away. So if you're just joining us, the top of the show, we gave you the information here. It's €50 million that United have submitted today. A new fresh bid. We've improved our initial offer of £39 million, and it's now in the region of £45-46 million, which is €50 million in total. So 45 million up front plus 5 million in add-ons based on performance, you know, related things such as maybe appearances or clean sheets or time or trophies or whatever the case may be. So there's a little bit of a bonus for them down the road as well based on appearances or perhaps performance. So that's really what's going on there, guys. It's not far away. Inter wanted €60 million. That was the understanding just a short while ago. Man United won't take long, I don't think, to agree a deal now with Inter. We've actually got a very good working relationship with Inter Milan over the years. There's no reason why this can't get done in the next day or two. Maybe even today. Maybe even tonight. It could be seen an announcement. There's no reason why there can't be a really speedy transfer done here take a few days, obviously, for paperwork and medicals and things like that. But this guy could be in before pre-season starts, which is what we need. And then that would actually be not bad from United. We'd actually have 2 players signed before pre-season, which is not bad for us, really, because we're usually absolutely gash when it comes to getting players in and preparing properly for the pre-season. We're still a far way off actually having the squad capable of doing what we need next season, though. We still need a goal scorer. We still need a couple of other players to come in. But it's a step in the right direction, guys. Mason Mount is a good player that improves our starting 11. And arguably, anyway, I think he does. I think he is probably better than Fred and McTominay, and he probably will play ahead of Christian Eriksen these days, just because Christian Eriksen is getting on a little bit now. Not that I think Christian Eriksen is a better technical player over certainly a period of time, but you have to remember Eriksen's getting a bit older now, and you saw last season that he was some games looking absolutely shattered, especially towards the end. He needs some help, so he's not going to be playing all the games. I can imagine Mason Mount's going to go in ahead of him. So Mason Mount come in, he's a good player. Andre Onana to come in. And I wouldn't necessarily say improve upon De Gea, but that is the idea here. Obviously, that's the idea. We wouldn't be letting De Gea go and spending big money on a goalie if it wasn't going to improve us. That's the idea here. So we're hoping for that. We're hoping that it fits Ten Hag's style. We're hoping that he's got that history and understanding, and that will actually be able to improve us, and we'll be able to sort of press better. We'll be able to play out from the back better. We'll be able to attack better. That's the sort of idea here with getting somebody like Andre Onana in. So hopefully it's going to be positive stuff, guys. So give it a few days. This should be wrapped up. Man United should be able to reach an agreement with Inter Milan for close to 55 million euros. Maybe they might even accept what we've put on the table now, but you know how these things work. Negotiations take a bit of time, and usually you start high, go low, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be a case of meeting in the middle. They will do that very soon. There's no problem there. Inter are keen to sell. Inter will probably be going for, another goalkeeper very soon themselves. And hopefully get them in soon. Hey, Susan, have a great day. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, that's true, Berber. So when Inter signed Lukaku, they paid it back in very small installments. They owe us a favour. They do indeed, don't they? And also, we've done some business with them in the past. Who am I thinking of, guys? Who did we let them have a few seasons ago? Oh, Ashley Young. Ashley Young, yeah? Or did he go to them on a free? I can't remember now. It's been a while. But either way, we've got a good relationship, I think, with Inter Milan. Like you said, we sold them Lukaku. Maybe they hate us, actually, for that. Maybe they hate us for selling them Lukaku. I would. I would. Okay, England Till I Die says, I'd rather have Onana as our goalkeeper. Oh, okay, good one. Almost read it out. Almost read it out. But yeah, no, Onana would be a very decent player to come in. Neil Pudgapati, what's going on? I'm not doing too badly, lad. Thank you very much for asking. You think Mount will surprise everyone and do very well? He's going to have to, Hadley, wearing that number 7 shirt, bro. Westy, thank you very much indeed. Darmian, of course, is another one, T-Mill. And Sanchez, yeah. And Romelu, great shout there, T-Mill. Absolutely. So we've done quite a bit of business with Inter Milan over the last few seasons. Forgot about absolute turncoat Bruno Mars piano playing melt Alexis Sanchez as well. Thank you, great shout. And Darmian as well, playing in Champions League finals. We sorted you right out, Inter. Time to help us out a little bit and stop being greedy. Westy05, thanks for your member comment here, bro. He's been a member for 10 months. Thank you so much. He says, Onana is an okay replacement for the David De Gea position. Yeah, only time will tell, really, won't it? De Gea's been a very good player for us. People have short memories, and if they think he's been shite for us over the last 12 years, they're mental. De Gea has been a great keeper for us. He's just not the all-encompassing keeper that maybe we need in the modern era. Great shot stopper, but that's about it, really. We need somebody now. We don't necessarily need somebody now, but we would be a better place to have somebody that can do all the things that Ten Hag wants him to do, which is why we're going for Andre Onana. So the theory is, and this is just a theory, is that we should be a better team by having Andre Onana in the sticks. That's the theory. Now, whether or not that theory actually works in practice is another thing, because we might be talking about this situation in a few months going, why did we get rid of De Gea? If Andre Onana comes and just turns into a bloody Fabian Barthez melt at the football club, a great keeper on paper, doing good things before, but when they come to United, just doesn't settle, doesn't have that stability, makes errors. If that happens, it will be a nightmare. There's a big spotlight on Andre Onana. There's always a big spotlight on any goalkeeper at Man United, but there will be a big spotlight on him for the next few months, certainly after he signed, just to see how he settles in. I think he will be a success at the club, but you never know. It's hard to get the right goalkeeper. It really is. Zappel Core says, morning all, is Henderson leaving? Nothing like concrete at the moment, but it looks like it's probably going to happen. It makes sense. We're just waiting for a deal to be struck up, really, with the likes of Nottingham Forest or whoever. G Wolf says, Mount will do amazing as a number 7 and back him all the way. He was great last season when he was playing. Yeah, I mean, look, his statistics are pretty decent. I'm not going to say, oh, he's not going to do good things at United. I hope he really does. Just think we've overpaid for the guy. I've never really rated him that highly. He can surprise me. He's only 24 after all, so he's got age on his side. He could definitely go on and do better things in the future. These next 5 years should be the best years of his career. So he should hopefully do better things, hopefully go on and do some really fantastic things at United, live up to that number 7 shirt. But it's not going to be easy, mate. It's not going to be easy. But look, Ten Hag obviously rates him, and that's good enough for me. Berber says, apparently we're getting 30 million for Snake Henderson, so that pays most of Onana fee. Yeah, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? And gets him off the books. In fact, if you think about that, so United are essentially paying about £500,000, or were paying about £500,000 a week out wages just for goalkeepers. That's fucking mad, isn't it, guys? Probably more, actually, when you consider like Heaton and stuff and Butland and these guys that we've had. So you consider that. It's actually mental. We were paying £500,000 out. That's £24 million a year going out of the football club just for goalies. That's mad. So we were paying David De Gea 375k before this. And, of course, Henderson is reported to be on somewhere in the region of £130,000 a week, which is mental for a backup goalie. And then, don't know what Heaton or Butland, those guys were on, but crikey, I mean, that's £500,000 a week right there, just going out wages for goalies. So, yeah, we stand to save money if we get a cheaper backup and get rid of some of these guys and move Henderson on. De Gea's gone on a free. We actually stand to save money over the course of the next few seasons anyway, just on wages, which will pay for Onana's fee as well. So that does kind of make a little bit of sense. He will probably be on a couple of £100,000 a week instead of £375,000 a week. Yeah, I know, Ryan, I'm with you, bud. So Ryan's comment in the chat is very, very true. He says De Gea's treatment was a disgrace, especially by fans. I'm completely with you, Ryan. 100% agree with you, sir. Yeah, like, I don't know why everybody was hating on De Gea after being such a great goalie for us for such a long time. Doesn't really add up. Hey, the Gaming Jew, get in there, you legend. How you doing, man? Miss you too. What's happening, bro? Thank you for your highlighted comment, being a member for 7 months. We've got a new number 7 in the chat. It's not just Mason Mount who's been given the 7. It's also the Gaming Jew. Get in there, my son. He kind of looks a little bit like Mason Mount. Actually, if Mason Mount had pink hair. What's going on, the Gaming Jew? Great to see you, legend. 7 months. A member. Hashtag 7 for you, lad. I hope you're keeping well, bud. And thank you very much for your comment. He says, Piggy is back. Missed you, brother. Thank you so much. I miss you too, man. Really good to see you. What's happening with you, bud? What do you make of the new signing of Mason Mount, lad? Let us know your thoughts. But great to see you, man. How are you? What a hero. Neil Pajapati, hello. He says, I think greedy Glazers are not leaving our club just yet, so they can loot us one last time with merch, kit sales. I don't know, mate. I mean, I'm not buying a kit. I don't know about you guys. Smash a 1 if you're buying a kit. Smash a 2 if you're not, until those Glazer greedy scumbags, funguses, polyps on the arsehole of humanity are gone. Let us know. Smash a 2 if you're not going to buy a kit until they're gone. I will buy the new shirt once we've got new owners in, because I like the new shirt. It looks pretty good, actually. But I'm not buying it until those greedy Glazers shithouses are out of this football club, just out of principle. So I don't know about that. The Game Into, nice one. Mason, let me mount. That's more like me. Bloody hell. We're getting a little bit of an insight into your bedroom activities here, lad. Vincent says, won't be buying it from the UK. Oh, there you go, Vincent. Fair play to you, lad. So I've got no problem supporting the club, obviously, monetarily, and putting money into the club, as long as that's going to be used properly. Don't think it will be while the Glazer shithouses are still here. So, we'll have to wait and see sort of what's going on there. The Gaming Juice says, I'm down for letting Mason find his feet at the club. Feel like he was a bit too expensive, but he's got massive potential. Respect that, the Gaming Juice. Good take, good take. By the way, there will be a show on tonight with the panel legends. I don't know if you're free to jump on with them, but you're more than welcome if you want, lad. Eamon says, I buy retro. Great shout, great shout. Love that. Yeah, good idea. Very good idea. Okay, guys, right. So, anyway, David De Gea, gone. Andre Onana coming in. We smashed 100 likes on the stream. Thanks everyone for hitting that thumbs up button. Much appreciated. Cheers guys for hitting that thumbs up. Legends of the channel. Thank you every single one of you for dropping that thumbs up on it and getting yourself in here raw. Okay, so yeah, where was I, guys? Oh, let me cover the rest of the news then, and then we'll get into the chat for a Q&A and see what's going on. So just a few little points that I wanted to make other than the Andre Onana stuff, then we'll get back onto that. But, okay, so Sir Jim Ratcliffe, some news came out yesterday and some quotes came out from him. And reportedly, Sir Jim Ratcliffe insists he remains in Manchester United takeover battle. Oh, piss off, mate. Do you know what I mean? Could somebody get this guy a can of special brew, please? Or a can of Kestrel or something? Looks like he should be fucking on the street. Never mind being in contention by Manchester United, this guy. And I've not got nothing against the homeless. Often they're there through no fault of their own. I'm just saying, he looks like a mess, mate. For a billionaire, he's got to be the most loving me billionaire I've ever seen. Him and Richard Branson, do you know what I mean? Fucking states. But anyway, he's talking about still being in contention for the sale of Manchester United. We don't want him. We want somebody who has the ambition to really take United to where we need. Sheikh Jassim wants 100% of the football club. This guy reportedly doesn't. On Tuesday evening, there were reports that Sheikh Jassim was close to winning the race, of course, to purchase the football club. And we're looking for a full takeover. That's what we want as fans as well. Ratcliffe is only believed to be sort of bidding for a controlling state in the football club, which means that there could even be the potential to allow a Glazer shithouse or two to remain as minority shareholders. And if that's the case, Sir Jim Ratcliffe can fuck off. Because I don't want the Glazer shithouses involved at this football club anymore at all. That'd be horrible. So, but he was thought to be sort of in a leading position for the purchase of Manchester United at one point because of the amount of money he was putting on the table to buy a controlling stake. When you factor in, you know, the overall amount of money he was offering for the percentage and to allow the Glazers to stay was perhaps a better value deal for the Glazers. But it does seem like Sheikh Jassim's in pole position right now, and we're reportedly allegedly close to naming our preferred bidder essentially, and maybe having an announcement soon with who could take over the football club. Hopefully Sheikh Jassim. But there were quotes that came out late last night from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And this is what he said. He said, I've signed a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't say too much. But there is still a process, and we are in the process. We have a good offer, and we have met with the Glazers a couple of times. We have had good discussions with them. We would still very much like to do it, and we would be doing it for the right reasons. But in the end, it's their decision and not our decision. Teams don't come around very often. There are some special teams, and the value of them tends to go up. The value of teams like this one is very special and rare, like art. I don't think the world of sport will change that much in 10 years. It's one of our key interests. Get the lads in the pub, and football is one of the 2 or 3 subjects we ever talk about. It's football. We've worked really hard all our lives. Now we've made a bit of money, so you're allowed to have some fun as long as it's sensible economically. So, okay, nice one, mate. Nice one, mate. What's that? The game with Jimmy says, Jim looks like he still attends Bury FC home games at Gig Lane, telling everyone who will listen that he could have played goalie if his wife hadn't gotten pregnant. Nice one, mate. That's class. Thank you very much for getting in here raw with that statement there. Love it. So yeah, what's he all about, mate? I don't know. He wants to take these guys on in the capacity of, I don't know, controlling stake. I don't want him, guys. Who do you want? Sheikh Jassim or Sir Jim? Let us know. I mean, look, Sheikh Jassim's obviously Qatari based. Sir Jim is an Englishman. He's homegrown in that sense. But he does, I don't know, he doesn't want the whole control of he doesn't want the whole 100% of the football club. He won't be spending as much money, etc., etc. It just doesn't make sense. For the future of Man United, if we want to see us winning leagues again, if we want to see us owning Manchester and smashing up those blue scumbags again, then we need to get Sheikh Jassim in and fight fire with fire, or fight oil with oil, or whatever you want to say. Exactly, McKay. When he says right reasons, he doesn't go into specifics. No, absolutely. He definitely drinks Blue Lightning 3-litre bottles. There's no toes. Yeah, definitely. Blue Lightning. Do you mean White Lightning? I don't remember Blue Lightning. Is that like some cheap little knockoff version of White Lightning or whatever? Like the old scimitar back in the day. Ugh, getting flashbacks. Getting flashbacks there, bro. But anyway, yeah. He does look like that, doesn't he? Good shout. He's on the Scrumpy Lad. Special brew. Yeah, there you go. Account centre back. So anyway, right. So we'll see what happens there, guys. He's quoted last night as saying that he's still in the race for it. And it's down to the Glazers. Hopefully the Glazers see sense and just sell the whole football club to Sheikh Jassim. Okay, last little bit of news, guys, before we get back into the live chat for a Q&A here. Mason Greenwood, still waiting to find out what's going on with him. And there are reports coming out today that United are to make a final decision on Mason Greenwood before the start of the season. So maybe we'll see what happens soon with Mason Greenwood, whether or not he's going to be taken on tour, whether or not we decide to sack him off, whether or not we decide to load him out, etc. So we'll see, but we're reportedly going to make a final decision soon before the season starts. We're reportedly in the latter stages of an internal investigation into the events that essentially led to him being arrested at the start of last year. Accusations, obviously, from his girlfriend. He was arrested on suspicion of rape and assault, and he was then further arrested on suspicion of assault and threats to kill. So, you know, he's obviously a very naughty boy, this guy. He never went to trial. There wasn't enough evidence for a trial in the end or for a conviction. So they decided not to have the trial. Plus the key witness, which I'm only assuming is his girlfriend, decided to essentially pull out. Maybe that's a poor choice of that's a poor choice of words right there. But decided not to pursue it, decided not to essentially press charges or whatnot. He was facing those charges, however, they were fundamentally dropped against him, which would allow him to pursue and continue his footballing career. And at this stage, it's thought that he may be released, he may be sold, he may be loaned out. It's possibly a case of we might want to keep him for the future. We may well want to loan him out to a different football club to allow them to sort of deal with this initial backlash of him starting playing again. And then in a year's time, when all that's blown over, maybe we would take him back because of his sheer talent. For me, I think if you can sell him, especially abroad, and get some decent cash, and then use that cash to go and sign somebody else who doesn't have this whole aura about them, who doesn't have this circus surrounding them, and who potentially isn't a complete scumbag, then that would make a lot of sense. So, to me, I would like him to be sold, guys, and try and generate cash. Even though he's been a brilliant young player, he probably has potential to still go on and be an absolute awesome player. I just don't really approve of him representing Manchester United based on sort of what we've heard. That's it. That's all I'm saying. It's a PR nightmare for the club. So I would move on and sell him. But let us know your thoughts, guys. Would you keep him? Would you sell him? Or would you loan him for a season and see what the situation is in maybe a year's time? Let us know your thoughts. But I would probably rather sell him at this stage, get the money, and try and get somebody else in who's, not so naughty, basically. Yeah, Gungshi, Sir Jim looks like he's been living on Old Rosie. Cayman Juice says, Sir Jimmy defo drinks hooch, mate. Sitting behind the pub with his 10 Richmond Super King ciggies, trying to tip extra date on his bus ticket so he can get home. Luan France, thank you for your highlighted comment here, you legend. Come on. Let's get hashtag 22. Nearly 2 years she's been a member of the channel. Thank you so much, Luan. She said, it's good to have you back, Pig. Looking healthy, Piggy. Hashtag 11. Thank you so much there, Luan France. You're an absolute legend. Thanks for being a member for 22 months. Seriously, I really appreciate it. Thanks for your nice message a little while ago as well. And just being a complete legend of the channel there and being one of the moderating heroes. Thank you, Luan. I really appreciate you. I hope you're having a great day. Gungshi agrees that we need to sell him. Yep, keep him, says Mark N. Sell, says T-Mill. Sell, says Duncan and McKew. Luan would keep him. We need goals, says Mark N. Yeah, but let's maybe sell him, get some cash and generate some money and buy somebody else who's not a potential assaulter of women. Do you know what I mean? That's my problem I've got with him. It's like, even if he's not, right? And who knows? I mean, look, audio clips can be taken out of context, I guess. It's a pretty disgusting audio clip, though. And he obviously isn't found guilty in the court of law because he never went to trial in the end. So, he's not guilty in the eyes of the law, but does that mean he didn't do a disgusting thing? It doesn't necessarily. I don't know if we can really judge him and say that he did either, but he wasn't found innocent either. Let's just be honest. He wasn't found innocent either. So there you go. Mark N says the woman forgave him. Okay, but, and, that doesn't really change the fact that the audio's out there and, Man United's a family club. The game inducers put Greenwood in goal. He's good with his hands. Promise. Oh no. Oh no. Tommy Doherty got sacked for falling in love. Standards have hit rock bottom at the club, says Duncan. Right, there you go. Can you have a red card? I don't have them on me, Legacy. Sorry, bud. Audio clips can be deep faked, says Wessex Mercia. I mean, yeah, but the audio is pretty damning. I don't, who knows? I'm not an audio specialist in regards to whether or not that was doctored. But I believe that audio was shared by his girlfriend, who he's still currently with right now. So do you really think that she's got someone to deep fake, Mason Greenwood saying those things? Do you really think that? I don't know. Berber says, what about the pictures? Yeah, okay, so the pictures of her, like, beat up and stuff. I don't know if you can really, base it on that. There are some pretty vindictive people around. I'm not saying she is, but I don't know if you could base it on that. But the audio is very disturbing. That's all I would say. Thank you, Matt Braga says, damn pig, I haven't seen you in a few months. You've lost a ton of weight. Good job, lad. Thank you very much there, Matty Braga, lad. Much love, lad. Mark N says she's marrying him and they welcome in a baby. Okay, Mark N, that's true, lad. Yeah, nice one. I don't want to be that guy, right? But let me just do this gesture for you here, right? I don't want to be that guy. But hey, look. Anyway. It's in the past as Mark N. Fair enough. Mark N. Yeah, no, I respect it. Look, who knows what the club's going to do? All I'm saying is I'm bringing this up to just say that the club at some point soon will be making a decision on, on the situation, whether or not we're going to let the guy stay, whether we're going to support him, whether or not we're going to sell him or loan him out. We will be making a decision soon. It's not my place to make that decision. It's based on the club, what they want to do from a PR standpoint, and what they've found from their internal investigation. So there it is. It's not down to me. It's not down to you. It's down to the football club now. We can only really go along with whatever they say. I mean, if it was put down to a vote, I think maybe it would be a split in the fan base. I do. I think it would be a very polarising topic. I think if they were to get every United fan to vote, probably like 50% of people in the fan base would want to see him gone, and 50% would want to give him another chance and let him stay. So it's not an easy topic to decide on. It really isn't. That's why they've taken up so much time to figure this one out. So yeah. Superstar, why would we want that noise around the club? Ten Hag doesn't need this nonsense. Precisely, it could upset the squad, upset the status quo. Who needs it, mate? I'm with you. Perhaps the most sensible thing would be actually to loan him out. That way, somebody else can deal with it, like a lesser club or a club in a different league. Let's face it, the media in this country is very hard. It's very harsh. And he's going to be the subject of many a back page, maybe even many a front page, while he starts to play again, if it's within the English Premier League. If he goes to a different league, somewhere abroad, Italy or Spain or, wherever, he could continue playing football, he could continue to develop, and maybe the media is not going to put so much scrutiny on his situation. So I think, at the very least, he should be loaned out and we'll see how the situation is in a year's time. Or he should just be sold and we should cut our losses, generate the cash, and then buy another player who doesn't have all this baggage, because that's what he brings to the table now. He brings a real big PR storm and a lot of baggage to the club. But who needs it? Ten Hag doesn't need it. The players don't need it. Abdullah Irwan, thank you for your comment, says Man United believe they can deliver Rasmus Højlund this summer for around £50 million. Well, it would be very nice, wouldn't it, if we could. Everyone has their own opinion, says Berber, and I respect that, but I won't be celebrating any Greenwood goals if he stays. Fair play to you, lad. Yeah. Just seems like a wrong un, really, doesn't he? Just seems like a wrong un. Whether he is or not, he seems like a wrong un. Game Inducers, even if he's innocent, the bad press alone is enough to bin him. If he has put himself in a situation to where bad press comes as a result, guilty or not, damage is done. Well, rightly or wrongly, a lot of people will consider him, guilty in the eyes of public, the eyes of the public, you know what I mean? In the court of public, what's the expression I'm looking for here? You know what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, it's a tough one. But innocent until proven guilty. But he also was never proven innocent. So that's what I say on that. Anyway, guys, we're going to get into the live chat for a few minutes now and have a bit of a Q&A. Thank you, everyone who's in the chat here today. Make sure you smash that like button. Help us out. Boost up the algorithm. Twat the thumbs up, guys. It's free to like the video. If you haven't liked the video yet, why not? Don't be an absolute prat and a hater. drop a thumbs up on it. It's free and it takes all but a second. So twat that like button. It's free content end of the day. So show your support for the channel. Also, if you're new to the channel right here, today for the first time, make sure you hit the subscribe. We've got lots of content coming and plenty more stuff to discuss on the channel over the coming days, with hopefully announcements for Andre Onana coming soon and the Glazer shithouse situation, etc. So we will have plenty of news for you. The court of public opinion, that's what I meant. Thank you, Griffo. Thank you, Luann. That's what I meant. The court of public opinion. Bell says the rumour is they were both utterly toxic to be around. We know the other stuff about buying the kids at the club, so move him on. What? Bell, what the fuck are you talking about here, Bird? Fucking hell. Sorry, what? Wiggy says almost 72,000 subscribers. Yeah, we're nearly there, aren't we? Account CB says, I'd give Greenwood a last chance to redeem himself on the pitch. One season, if he crosses Eric Ten Hag once, then axe him. Wessex says, Greenwood has not played for 18 months. Who knows how sharp he'll be? Right, okay, the thing is with Mason Greenwood, though, right? I hear you. It's kind of like, Vinnie Jones when he goes to prison in Mean Machine. If he was to come out of prison, would he's been in a cell? He said he played a match against the guards. Would he be as sharp as when he first went in? Probably not. Right, that's the case. But you know what, though? In all fairness, I think he's got so much talent, and he's still so young, Mason Greenwood. Like, whether you like him or not, he's actually an outstanding footballer, and he's still only 21. So I think he'd probably score on his first game back. Honestly, I think he's that type of guy. He's literally got so much talent. He's probably like pent up to play football. You know, he obviously loves playing football. Whether or not he's a scumbag off the pitch or not is another case. But he loves to play football. He's obviously very talented at football, and he's got so much natural ability with finishing and the left foot, right foot, and all the rest of it. He's obviously a great player, so he probably would just come back and waltz in and pick up where he left off. He's not going to be as sharp. That's a fair comment. He's not going to be. But over a course of a few games, few weeks, few months, he could get that back. No worries, I think. I think he would still be a great player. But I just don't know if his future lies at United is all. Dilvani says, Greenwood and the girlfriend just needs to put a video saying they're together and things are fine, we move on. Okay, I think what needs to happen, if Man United really want to keep him, I think they would need to do like a sit-down interview with someone, not at Piers Morgan twat, but a public interview where they're both together and they both address the situation and explain what happened. And say, oh, it was just all part of some kinky sex game we were playing, or whatever the case may be, in order to prove innocence. You know? I mean, maybe shouldn't joke about that, but you know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't really be discussed behind closed doors. We need to have, I want to hear him talk about the situation. Ideally, I want to hear her talk about the situation so we can move on from it. I think if they did that, then it would maybe put Mason Greenwood in a situation where he could actually continue to play, you know, for Man United. If they were to do that and it came across well enough, then I think that could probably, you know, it could probably happen. But if that doesn't happen, I just don't see the case. Gaming Juice says, the way I see it is if the police had enough evidence to give the Crown Prosecution Service and they saw it to send it to court, then he's guilty. Doesn't matter if she changes the story. Her story now. Yeah, fair one. And quite strange how he was like arrested for threats to kill after he was initially arrested for potential rape and assault. So after that, he was then rearrested for threats to kill. I mean, that doesn't sound good, does it? They haven't done that because it's most likely happened as all heard in the audio, says Superstar. Right. Tough situation, this, isn't it? It's a lot of hearsay. Exactly. So, yeah, why wouldn't they do a public interview? Because, like you just said, Superstar. Boomy says, Fabrizio saying Fred is about to leave. It seems Amrabat written all over this. We'll miss Fred's son at Old Trafford, though, says Boomy. Yeah, no, it would be a shame to miss Fred, to be fair. Fred's obviously been a good player for us. He's a good squad player, but just not quite technically good enough for us, is he? So I say good luck to the guy. Didn't we just bid for Rasmus Hopkins, says Marken? No, not Rasmus Hopkins, mate. I'm guessing you meant Rasmus Højlund. We reportedly bid 35 mil for him the other day. The big guy says he ain't playing another game in the UK. The fans will rip him apart verbally on the pitch. Yeah, true. It will be pretty horrendous, like the abuse that he'll get. That's a fair point. It will be pretty severe, the abuse that he would get for the first however many games playing at the club. Great shout. You'd keep Fred over McTominay all day, says Account CB. Kaiser Sosa says, hard to spin sexual assault, I suppose. Vincent says, well, we've got more chance of this Greenwood story coming out in the story of the Glazers. I've left the club and sold it, says Vincent Bullock. You what? You're going to miss Fred's missus, says Dean M. Get Hoyland in and send Mason on loan to Atalanta plus cash, says Eamon Barrett. Like your style. He's lucky he's not in prison, let alone playing football. Very true, John Boy Cat. You're absolutely right, mate. Very damning audio. That's all we will say, really. It doesn't necessarily 100% prove that he's guilty, but it definitely paints him in a very bad light, and it's definitely terrible PR for both him and the football club. Hey, not too bad, Jim Watkins. Thanks for asking, mate. Hope you're doing good, bud. Right, okay then, guys. Well, that's basically the end of the show. I just wanted to jump on and talk about the Andre Onana news. Let me just give a quick rundown for anybody who's just getting in the chat and who haven't seen. So the news is that we have put in another bid for Andre Onana today, 45 million euros plus 5 million euros in add-ons. So an overall total of 50 million euros second bid for Andre Onana to Inter Milan. Reports are they were looking for about 60 million euros. So we might have a secondary or a third round of negotiation and perhaps meet them somewhere in the middle of our second bid and their evaluation of the guy, or they might just accept. So we'll hopefully find out a bit later on today or tomorrow in the next coming days that deal has been agreed between the two clubs. Reports are that personal terms and desire from Andre Onana to join Man United are not the issue at all. Manchester United have already agreed personal terms with Andre Onana. The contract is ready, so that sounds pretty promising and pretty nice, guys. He obviously wants to come and join Ten Hag. He loves Ten Hag. He loves the idea of the project at Manchester United, and he obviously likes the money that he'll be getting at Manchester United as well. So personal terms, not an issue at all. It's more just the case of Man United and Inter have to agree those terms. Great shout, the Gaming Juice has been watching Matoma a lot recently. Would love to have him at United, but probably wouldn't happen ever. Yeah, I really rate him. What a great player. Absolutely, over at Brighton. Think he's a fantastic player. I'd love to see him come in as well. Absolutely, great shout. Thank you, Henrik Kjellman. Appreciate you, bud. Just got into FISO. You can watch it back, mate, and you can also come back after, get your comments in the not live comment section. And look, some statistics from Onana here, quite interesting. No goalkeeper made more saves or kept more clean sheets than Andre Onana in the Champions League last season. Pretty cool. Not bad. Jim says, oh, sighting pig, let's get Onana, then go for the third player. Absolutely. So if we can get Onana and Mount in before the preseason starts, that's a good start. And hopefully we can get somebody else in very soon as well. There's some other players such as, Rasmus Højlund being talked about. Amrabat being talked about, and then really we should probably be looking at some others. Like, I'd still like us to be interested in Harry Kane. Vincent says retweet. Yeah, let's have a look then. So let's go and have a look at the Twitter, see who's retweeted us. Go over to Twitter, guys. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. Follow us on Twitter at Flying Pig United. Give us a retweet if you want, and I'll shout you out real quick. Shout out to all the legends who've retweeted us here. Gungshi, Boomy, John Boy Cat, Vincent Bullock, Chloe Temple fan page. Crikey. Slippery has an elaborate photo right there. Slippery Jack and Mr. Sims. Over 18s only. Bloody hell. Thank you very much for retweeting Thank you very much for retweeting us out there. Appreciate you all, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joshua Whitfield. Thank you, the Gaming Jew. Thank you, Account Centre Back. Hey, the Gaming Jew, if you are around tonight about 9 p.m. and want to jump on a fan panel show, give us a message. No worries if not. But if you fancy it, then the guys are doing a show tonight just to have a bit of debate about Man United. A mass debate, so to speak, with a few people on. Then, come and join us, mate. We'd love to hear from you. Right, guys, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Everybody in the chat. Jim, Henrik, Tafiso, Mark N, Berber, Jim Watkins, Eamon Barrett, Vincent Bullock, the special one, Mikhail Kramer, Dilvani, the Gaming Jew, Account CB, Joshua Whitfield, Lucky Singh, Stephen Shipman, Andrew Garcia, Wessex Mercier, Kingslayer, all the legends of the channel, Boomy, John Boy Cat, all the members of the channel in green. Thanks for supporting the channel. Legends in the chat like Gungshi, moderators. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to Gungshi for gifting out 5 members earlier. That was very kind of you. What a legend. Jim Watkins, have a great day down under. And thank you every single one of you guys and gals out there for tuning in. Come back afterwards. Hey, Wiggy and RJ as well. Dayang Sham. Everybody come back after this video is finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section. And that way we can keep the debate going. Thank you, Mikhail. You're a bloody legend. Yep, like, subscribe, and comment. Leave a like before you go. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch at Flying Pig United. Come back and let us know what you think about Andre Onana to United, guys. Have a great day. That's it from me. You've been watching The Pig on Flying Pig United. Stay classy. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, This is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.